What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode we're going to fix a few issues with the Tacoma. First, the horn does not work, so we noticed that it was the clock spring, so we're going to get that changed.
Yeah, we'll also show you a few of the troubleshooting tips we used to figure out that it was the clock spring and not something electrical under here.
And we already got the tint removed in the front windshield, but by Louisiana law you can only have 5, but originally it had 7. So we tried cutting the 2 inches off, but it was very uneven, so we just removed the whole thing. And this front fog headlight was burnt out, so we're going to get that changed in this episode. So we're going to go ahead and get all these changes made, and let's get started.
Alright, so whenever you have an airbag on your steering wheel blow, you should change the clock spring because it makes a lot of heat and it could damage some of the wires. But I checked everything. It don't always go bad, but I tested everything and everything tested good, so I thought I'd be fine. And I noticed I was missing a relay right here. This is the horn relay for the, I guess, the security system. I put a new one here and that didn't fix it. And here's the actual horn relay. So it's kind of hard to test a relay because you have to have a multimeter connected, then you have to introduce power to it to see if it'll open and close. So the best thing to do, all these are the same, so just swap them out. Take one from here and then put that one, just change them, and then see if your horn will blow. And then you have another fuse right here. We checked that fuse somewhere, maybe this one or that one. We checked that and that was good. So the last step is to take your key fob and you press the hold, and then if the horn blows, you know it's fine electrically from here forward. So ours did, so that makes us realize that it's got to be the clock spring. So we ordered a clock spring and we got the puller, so let's get that changed out. Alright, so the first step is you want to disconnect the negative battery cable, which we did that. You want to do it 20 to 30 minutes before you start taking any of this kind of stuff apart. And then the airbag horn is held on by 2 bolts, and that's a T25. And it's just, you don't take the screws out, you pop these off on each side, and you just stick this in and you unscrew it, and this comes off. And then you have 1 bolt in the center, and then you put your gear, well, not really a gear puller, but you put your puller on here and you push it off. And you don't want to turn the steering wheel at all. You want it 100% straight. You want your wheel straight, and then don't move it. Alright, first we're going to undo this bolt in the center. You want to hold the steering wheel and break it loose. Make sure you don't move the steering wheel. And then we're going to have to get our puller and then put it on here and the wheel pops straight off. Alright, so this is the steering wheel puller. We got it off Amazon. I'll put links below. I'll put a link to this and the clock spring. But you just figure out what pieces you need for yours, because Chevrolet is going to be different than Toyota and vice versa. And so it's just all, figure out which one you need. So we got it all set up. And we're going to put a ratchet on here and just slowly turn. That was it. Broke loose. Feed these wires through. Steering wheel's off. There's your clock spring. Want to make sure you don't spin it. Keep this at the top. And we'll go get our new clock spring and put that on. Alright, here's our new clock spring. And a lot of them are sold with this position sensor. And that's like a $400 part. So what we're going to try to do is take the old clock spring off, get the position sensor off, and then put it on here. And if we break it, then that's a $300-400 part. So we're going to try to be super careful. And you want to make sure you don't spin this. You want it to stay perfectly straight. If you look at this, there's 3 clips holding it, and I already popped them off there, there, and there. We can slide this off, and then we'll figure out how to get that steering wheel sensor off. Alright, so this is our old one. This is the steering wheel sensor, position sensor. It looks like it's held on. It's a clip little clips all the way around this whole thing we're gonna have to put on here. I don't know if I can do this with my fingernail. Basically gonna have to pull it up and pry it. I might have to put some little shims because they keep reconnecting. Alright, I got the steering wheel sensor off of here. All it is got 1, 2, 3 clips, and then you got a couple on here. You just pop this little piece off and it clips right on. Wasn't much to it, so let's go get this installed and get it wrapped up. We're going to clip all our wires back in. And again, you want to make sure you don't spin this little dowel. And that's clipped in. We'll put our steering wheel on and hope that it works. Line this back up perfectly straight. And then we're gonna have to find out what the torque spec is for the steering wheel bolt. That's probably about the spec right there. Alright, let's plug these back in. Think it's gonna work?
I hope so.
If it's not this, then I don't know what the issue is gonna be. Alright, so all those are in. And this is the ground for the horn, which whenever you press this in, it grounds, and that's what completes the circuit. Alright, got all this back installed, even got the bolts on the side. I don't have the battery cable hooked up yet, so we're going to test this in real time. So I'm going to hook that up and you press that and see if it's going to work.
Alright.
Alright, it's hooked up. Worked perfect. Good job. Alright, so we got that done. We already took the tent off up here, this strip. So now we have the fog light left to do. So let's do that. And we might as well go ahead and upgrade the headlights to LED. We did the high beam last time, so let's go ahead and do the low beam, and that'll be done too.
Alright, now we're going to take the bulb out of this fog light. I doubt we're going to have a spare, but we have a old headlight over there that we should have extra bulbs over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check this one and see what it is. We have a H11, and what is this? H9. We have some over here. H11. So what is that?
This is an H16.
We don't have that. Guess we can try one of these and see if it's going to work. I don't know what the difference is. I guess brightness. So we'll take one of these and try over there.
Alright, so the fog light is an H16 and it is 19 watts. And we also have an H9 and an H11. The difference is the H9 is a 65 watt and then the H11 is a 55 watt. I think we're going to go with the H11, so hopefully a fuse don't blow, and after inspection we can just buy the correct one. Alright, so I got this fog light from a wrecked bumper, but bad news, I'm trying to put this H11 in, but it just will not fit in. I guess it's a safety issue so you don't blow a fuse or anything. So we're going to have to run to AutoZone and get the right bulb.
Alright, in the meantime, let's just go ahead and put the LED lights and the rest of the headlights, get that converted over.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright, Oxbeam sent us these LED bulbs. In the last video we changed out to high beam and we ran out of time and didn't do the low beam. So we're going to finish that up today. And then a subscriber commented to us to make sure that we have the bulbs pointed the right way. Let me show you an easy way to screw up. So you're saying you want the LEDs on the 3 and the 9 o'clock. You don't want it in this way. So we'll have to make sure that it's positioned right. Alright, I was just looking at it. You can mess up because once you have it in, it will spin. So we will have to make sure we get it lined up right. I definitely appreciate the guy telling us to watch out for that.
Alright, we finished putting the LED bulbs in and we got them tie wrapped, and the kit came with these zip ties, but we had bigger ones so we used these because they were easier. So now let's go test them out.
Alright, do high then low beam.
Alright.
Yeah, these little tie wraps were so hard to use, so we just used the bigger ones. You just don't want those little controllers knocking around. Looks good. It's a huge improvement. Looks a lot different. We might have to do LEDs for these fog lights too, because they look yellow.
Works good?
Works perfect. So we'll go get that bulb for the fog light. Go ahead and close the hood. Let's check those gaps out. See how good we are. So this gap, perfect. This hood gap looks good. All the gaps came out perfect on this truck. One little spot here, but when you're putting about 3 or 4 different pieces from different trucks together, something's not gonna match up. We could probably get that better, but it looks really good. This truck came out great. Upgraded grill, TRD Sport. So you said you want to debadge some stuff?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the Tacoma right here. Just add it, make it black. I'm gonna debadge the SR5 on both sides.
What's on back?
I'm also gonna keep the V6.
Yeah, they might think you got a 4-cylinder if you take that off.
And I'm gonna make this Tacoma black. I think it's stickers you can put on it.
Probably vinyl stickers you can get. Just put in the little indentions. So get some fishing string. We'll get the heater and heat it up, and you put the string and we'll get these popped off.
All right, let's get that done.
All right, just heat it up. Don't get it too close to the paint. You just want to get these little emblems kind of warm, and that'll soften up the glue. Just don't get it too close. Wrap it around your fingers. Start on a corner. Just kind of, yeah, just like that. Oh, it's all together. I thought it was going to be letter by letter. Might have to double it up. That's some little, it's probably old and dry rotted. All right, take 3 or 4. That string is so old. Almost. Now I have to get that rubber wheel and buff all this off. Now nobody know you have a SR5. They think you have a sport.
All right, I got the badging off. Now I'm going to use this rubber eraser wheel.
Is that good? Probably get the rest of it off with some cleaner. Because you don't want to use that too much, it'll heat up. See how warm it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't want to do too much. Alright, let's get some cleaner and clean that up.
All right, we got the SR5 off. It looks really good. You can't even tell a difference.
You sure you don't want to do the Tacoma right here?
Now I like the Tacoma.
Or do you want to just make it black?
Maybe you can add like a sticker on top of it or something.
I don't know if it'd be better to vinyl wrap it or just take that off and put a black one on there, but I think I would make it black.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so the truck is 99.99% done. Got a lot of mods we're gonna do to it. Definitely tune in next week. We got a huge upgrade we're gonna do to the truck. I don't want to spoil it yet. I'll say thanks to Oxbeam for sending us the LEDs. We'll put links to everything in the description, and we will see you next time.